CCT was launched 3 years ago under the premise that there was a real need to create a content-rich, high-level event for a changing cloud content and telco ecosystem. By bringing together the executive leaders from this ecosystem, we hope to provide a platform for you all to learn and discuss with peers, advance agendas, and shape the future industry.
What do you like the most about CCT?
CCT, since Rachel started the conference, has brought together senior leaders from across different disciplines in the digital infrastructure world, from content, from cloud, from data center, from connectivity. And it's that confluence that makes it really relevant.
It's an open dialogue on a panel format. Everybody's attending, everybody's learning, and you can't substitute that level of interaction and learning.
I like the intimacy of it. It's a smaller group of people that we can engage and learn from each other.
The industry leaders, the chief executives of different companies come together to discuss something that is actually important to the industry.
It's short, it's focused, it's 2 days, and we get to hear from, in my point of view, the industry leaders.
Here, if you bump into somebody in a lift who's got a badge on, you introduce yourself because you probably need to know them and you probably want to know them.
Actually having time to sit down and listen to some amazing people talk about the strategic themes of this industry.
It's intimate. It's leaders of telecom and content companies in a small, closed forum.
It's actually a bit of a debate about the state of the digital economy and all the factors feeding into it.
It's a very senior level executive attendance. It cuts across the service providers, the carrier neutral data centers, the integrators and the hyperscalers themselves and the vendors.
You've got lots of thought leaders here in a discrete environment, so you can have real conversations with people, and it's not overpowered by sort of salesmanship and sort of marketing fluff.
150 people, 250 people, small enough to talk to everybody, to get around the room. It is just a fantastic event.
What do you think is the biggest disruptor in the digital infrastructure space at the moment?
I think fintech. I mean, I work in Africa. Fintech is having a massive impact. And whether you take fintech as cryptocurrencies backed by blockchain, or whether you're talking about ingenuitive cards, or actually using your mobile phone as the application to transact, that's a huge change.
I really think metaverse and omniverse as well, if you use the NVIDIA term, is going to be a big disruptor.
Everything's software defined, and the digital transformation has so many piece parts, but when you start to unpack it, it really starts with how do you automate this massive ecosystem of infrastructure, because without the infrastructure, none of this stuff works.
If you look in your crystal ball 5 years down the line, and you look at the cloud content and telecom ecosystem, what do you see?
In 5 years' time, I'm fairly sure Elon Musk will have bought half of those.